So Nick, last opportunity for you to get a win in this rivalry. What are your thoughts heading into the week?
It's a short week, so not nearly as much time to prepare, for a game that you'd like. But took a look at their defense a lot yesterday, last night, and this morning. Got a look at the game plan, and I think it matches up well. I think we have a good game plan going into it, and from what I've seen, from the film I've watched already, I think it's gonna work pretty well.
Kind of the obvious question, I guess, a year ago against the same team was when the ankle injury happened. How much have you thought about that this week, and does that provide any extra spark for what you guys, for your motivation, I guess, going into Thursday?
It's one of those things in sports. It happens. I don't think that for a long time, I don't think it's particularly been on purpose. But from what I've seen throughout the season, probably going to go in there and probably have both my ankles spatted before the game, just to make sure.
So when you see them on defense, you watch them on film, what kind of stands out? What do they do well?
They play a lot of man-to-man coverage. From what I've seen, a lot more than I think they did last year. So I think they have some guys who cover well going down the field, and I think they have some guys that don't cover so well. So I think we're gonna have to attack the dudes that don't, and just try to win those matchups.
You obviously had a pretty good day last time you were in Oxford. What's the dominant memory from that?
I think just running the ball. It seemed like no matter which way we wanted to run it, there was a gap, and we hit it pretty hard. So the offensive line did a great job that game, really opening it up for me and the running backs to go out there and kind of run at will.
How often do you think about last year's ankle?
It's an ankle, so thought about it while I was rehabbing, but not so much how it happened or why it happened, but it's just the fact I had an injury. It's a violent sport. That kind of stuff happens.
Coach talks all the time about keeping your emotions in check. How do you guys keep your emotions in check, especially based on some of the things that happened here last year?
I think as a team we don't talk about it too much. We don't try to hype ourselves up throughout the week. We know exactly what this game's going to be. We know it's going to be violent. There's going to be some dirty stuff going on. So, as a team, I think we know what we're about to walk into. So we don't really have to talk about it and try to make it even worse.
Coach Mullen, of course, was here for a decade. He was well aware of this rivalry and things. Moorhead's only been here, a year now. How is the lead up to this from the coaching side of things to you guys? Has it been different? I know y'all used to have the countdown clock and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't really talked about it throughout the year. We focused on one game at a time, and focused on that opponent for that week, and move on to the next. So it hasn't really been something that we've just put a ton of focus on throughout the year. But as Moorhead just said, yesterday, he wasn't exactly quite sure. He didn't really have the knowledge on the rivalry and how violent and kind of vicious it is. But throughout the year, he's slowly but surely seen it and found out why.
What would a win in this ball game mean for you?
It's a fourth SEC win. It's going out with an 8-4 season, which with some of the things we've done throughout this year, have some bad games. So to finish 8-4, go get a bowl win, make it 9-4. I mean that's a very solid season. Also, you never want to lose a rivalry game, and the one that I've played in, we won. So definitely, I guess keep my record 2-2.
Last several games of the passing game has really shown improvement. How much of that is your, and how much of it just using a whole lot of receivers, because every week it's a different collection of guys catching those balls?
We have a lot of depth at receiver, and Coach Cassidy has got those guys running very good routes. They're confident in what they're doing. I'm confident where they're going to be. And I think just in general, as a skill position group, we're confident in the throwing game that we'll put the ball where it needs to be, and they're going to catch it.
Going back to that ankle, what have your teammates said to you about it, or do they just kind of keep it hush-hush? And this week especially, have they said anything to you about it?
I mean, guys, it's an injury. I mean, we play football. People get hurt every day. People get hurt walking down the street, stepping off a curb. You hurt your ankle. It happens. It's not something we have to hype up. It's football. It's violent. It is what it is.
Coach also said that he can give all the speeches he wants to, and players can talk emotions, but after once kickoff and that first hit, that goes out the window and you play the game.
Absolutely. I think there have been a few games throughout the season that we've gotten too wrapped up in playing with too much emotion. Coach Moorhead says it all the time, play with emotion without being emotional. And I think throughout the year there's been a couple times that we've done that very well, and there's some games that we haven't done that very well. So we need to fall back on the games that we did handle emotions well. Went out there and played as a team, and just focused on doing our job and not trying to do too much.
What's kind of your message?
Thanksgiving being a part of this week, and the short week you mentioned already, but what's a special time to spend the holiday with? I guess with the team, y'all had a meal tonight. I understand. Just how special time is that going to be for you guys?
It's Thanksgiving. It's a time to really reflect on the things you're thankful for. Everything that's happened throughout the year with this team. Just kind of have tonight to have our Thanksgiving meal together and just enjoy each other's company. But overall, my family will stay in town after the game, and we'll have our own little thing. So not too bad.
It's kind of your message to your teammates to make sure that it's about the game and not so much about you or revenge or anything like that.
Like I said, like Coach Moorhead said, actually, play with emotion without being emotional. We know exactly what this rivalry has been. We know how dirty things have gotten. We know how intense and how vicious it is, on the field and with fans. But it's our job to, let that go and focus on your job one play at a time. Because if we get wrapped up in emotions, we're going to start playing football that's not, characteristic of what we've done throughout the season. And we're going to put ourselves in the spot to play worse than we would if we just went out there and focused on the game.